The morning of May 6th, 2023, dawned crisp and clear over London. Inside Kensington Palace, Catherine, Princess of Wales, stood before her mirror, adjusting the final details of her coronation ensemble. The weight of the moment pressed upon her shoulders, not from the beautiful headpiece she wore, but from the significance of what this day represented for the monarchy and for her family. William entered the room, resplendent in his ceremonial uniform, and paused when he saw his wife. Their eyes met in the mirror's reflection, and without words, they both understood the power of what they were about to present to the world. Their coordinated appearance was no accident. Every detail had been carefully planned, not by stylists or royal protocol officers, but by two people who understood that their marriage represented something larger than themselves. Catherine had chosen to wear a stunning Alexander McQueen gown in ivory silk crepe, embroidered with rose, thistle, daffodil, and shamrock motifs representing the four nations of the United Kingdom. The choice was deeply personal and politically significant. Alexander McQueen had also created her wedding dress 12 years earlier, creating a visual bridge between her entry into the royal family and this moment of ultimate responsibility. But it was her headpiece that truly sent the message the couple wanted to convey. Instead of a traditional tiara, Catherine wore a stunning silver bullion and crystal headpiece, also designed by Alexander McQueen. The piece was both modern and timeless, reflecting the couple's vision for a monarchy that honored tradition while embracing the future. William's uniform complemented her perfectly. He wore the ceremonial dress uniform of the Welsh Guards, of which he serves as colonel. The deep red tunic with its gold braiding and ceremonial sword created a striking visual harmony with Catherine's ensemble. Together, they looked like partners in every sense of the word, equals stepping into their roles as future king and queen. The coordination extended beyond their clothing to their body language and demeanor. As they prepared to leave for Westminster Abbey, their movements were synchronized, their expressions serious but warm. Palace staff noticed how they seemed to draw strength from each other, their hands briefly touching as they walked, their smiles genuine when they looked at each other. This wasn't the first time the couple had made a statement through their coordinated appearance, but it was perhaps the most important. Royal fashion experts had been speculating for weeks about what Catherine would wear, but few had predicted the deeper message their joint appearance would send about the future of the monarchy. The couple understood that King Charles III's coronation was not just about crowning a new monarch, but about presenting a vision of what the royal family would become under his reign. William and Catherine's role in this vision was crucial. As the next generation of leaders, their presentation needed to balance respect for tradition with a clear signal that the monarchy could evolve and remain relevant. Their three children, Prince George, Princess Charlotte, and Prince Louis, were also carefully dressed to complement their parents' coordinated look. George, as second in line to the throne, wore a formal but age-appropriate outfit that echoed his father's military precision. Charlotte and Louis were dressed in outfits that seemed to whisper of royal tradition while allowing them to remain children. The family's collective appearance spoke to something deeper than fashion. It represented unity, stability, and continuity. In a world of constant change and uncertainty, the Wales family presented themselves as an anchor of consistency. It's a modern royal family that could bridge the gap between centuries-old traditions and contemporary expectations. Catherine's choice to honor the four nations of the United Kingdom through her embroidery was particularly significant given the political tensions surrounding the Scottish independence and Northern Irish unification. Her dress became a diplomatic statement, a visual reminder of the monarchy's role in binding the kingdom together as they made their final preparations. Catherine and William shared a quiet moment together, years of preparation for this day. The countless public appearances, the careful cultivation of their public image, all led to this moment. They were no longer just the Duke and Duchess of Cambridge, the young couple who had captured the world's attention with their fairy tale wedding. They were now the Prince and Princess of Wales, next in line to lead not just the United Kingdom, but the Commonwealth realms around the world. The coordination of their appearance reflected the assured coordination of their partnership. Over their years, of marriage, they had learned to present a united front, to support each other through public scrutiny and private challenges. Their fashion choices had always been carefully considered, but never more so than on this day. Palace insiders revealed that the couple had spent months planning their coronation appearance, working closely with their designers and stylists to ensure every detail conveyed the right message. They wanted to honor King Charles while establishing their own identity as the next generation of royals. The morning light streaming through the palace windows caught the silver threads in Catherine's headpiece, creating an almost ethereal glow around her face. William, standing beside her, looked every inch the future king. His bearing confident but not arrogant, respectful but not subservient to the day's proceedings. Their coordinated appearance was about to send a message that would resonate far beyond the walls of Westminster Abbey. It would speak to Commonwealth nations watching around the world. Two British citizens questioning the relevance of monarchy in the 21st century, and two future generations who would inherit the institutions they were helping to shape as they prepared to step into their car for a journey to Westminster Abbey. Catherine and William exchanged one final look. They knew that their coordinated appearance would be analyzed and discussed for years to come, that fashion experts and political commentators would dissect every choice they had made. But in that moment, they were simply two people who loved each other, preparing to support their family and their country through one of the most significant days in recent royal history. The car doors closed, and their journey to make history began. Their coordinated coronation look was ready to send its strong message to the world. The journey to Westminster Abbey was unlike any other the couple had taken. London's streets were lined with thousands of well-wishers, their faces pressed against barriers, phones held high to capture a glimpse of the historic procession. Inside their state car, Catherine and William maintained their composure, waving to the crowds, while privately absorbing the magnitude of what lay ahead. Catherine's hand rested gently on her lap, her engagement ring catching the morning light. The same sapphire ring that had once belonged to Princess Diana seemed to sparkle with extra significance today. It served as a bridge between past and present, connecting William's mother's legacy to the future Catherine was helping to build. The symbolism wasn't lost on either of them. As their car approached Westminster Abbey, the ancient stones of the building seemed to welcome them home. This was where they had married in 2011, where they had promised to love and support each other for better or worse. Now, 12 years later, they were returning as seasoned royals, their coordinated appearance reflecting the deep partnership they had built together. The crowds outside the Abbey were a sea of Union Jack flags, homemade signs, and eager faces. People had traveled from across the Commonwealth to witness this historic day, and many had camped overnight to secure the best viewing spots. Their enthusiasm was infectious. Catherine found herself genuinely moved by the outpouring of support and celebration. William helped Catherine from the car with practiced ease, his hand steady and reassuring on her elbow. The photographers' cameras began clicking immediately, capturing every angle of their coordinated ensemble. But the couple seemed oblivious to the media frenzy, focused instead on each other and the significance of the moment. Catherine's dress flowed gracefully as she walked, the intricate embroidery catching the light with each step. The Coronation floral motifs seemed to dance across the ivory silk, a moving testament to the unity she and William represented. Royal fashion experts watching the live broadcast were already calling it one of the most significant royal fashion moments in decades. Inside the Abbey, the atmosphere was electric with anticipation. 2,000 guests had gathered to witness King Charles III's coronation, including heads of state, celebrities, and representatives from across the Commonwealth. But many eyes were drawn to William and Catherine as they made their way to their seats, their coordinated appearance commanding attention even in a room full of dignitaries. The couple's children followed behind them, their own carefully chosen outfits adding to the family's cohesive presentation. Prince George, at 9 years old, carried himself with remarkable poise for someone so young. His role as a page of honor to his grandfather was a significant responsibility. His parents' steady presence gave him confidence. Princess Charlotte, 8, looked radiant in her coordinated outfit, her natural charm evident as she smiled at the assembled guests. Prince Louis V was perhaps the most natural of all, his genuine excitement at the pageantry around him bringing smiles to faces throughout the abbey. The family took their seats in the front rows, their coordinated appearance creating a striking visual statement about the future of the monarchy. They represented continuity and change simultaneously, honoring ancient traditions while embodying a modern approach to royal duty. As the ceremony began, when Catherine and William's coordinated presence became even more significant, they weren't just guests at this coronation. They were participants in a ceremony that would shape their own future. Every moment was a rehearsal for their own eventual coronation. Every detail a lesson in the weight of royal responsibility. The Archbishop of Canterbury's words echoed through the ancient abbey, speaking of service, duty, and dedication to the people. Catherine and William listened intently, their faces reflecting the solemnity of the moment. Their coordinated appearance served as a visual reminder that the monarchy was not just about one person, but about a partnership dedicated to serving others. When the moment came for the congregation to pledge their allegiance to the new king, Catherine and William's voices rang out clearly, their words carrying the weight of their future roles. Their coordinated presence amplified the significance of their pledge, showing the world that they stood united behind King Charles III and ready to support him in his reign. The music swelled through the abbey as the ceremony reached its climax. The combined choirs of Westminster Abbey, St. George's Chapel, Windsor, the Chapel Royal filled the space with sound that seemed to lift the very stones of the building. Catherine and William sat side by side, their coordinated appearance now part of the historic tableau unfolding before the world. Their children watched with wide eyes as their grandfather was officially crowned. Understanding perhaps for the first time the full weight of their family's role in British history, Catherine reached over to squeeze Louis's hand during one particularly solemn moment, while William placed a reassuring hand on George's shoulder, the cameras broadcasting. The ceremony to millions around the world frequently returned to shots of the Wales family, their coordinated presentation, serving as a visual anchor for viewers trying to understand the significance of what they were witnessing. Royal commentators noted how the family's unity seemed to embody the stability and continuity the monarchy represented. As the ceremony continued, Catherine's headpiece caught the colored light streaming through the abbey's stained glass windows, creating an almost mystical effect. The silver bullion and crystals seemed to capture and reflect the sacred atmosphere of the moment, adding an ethereal quality to her already striking appearance. William's military uniform, with its rich red fabric and gold braiding, provided a perfect masculine counterpoint to Catherine's feminine elegance. Together, they created a visual harmony that spoke to their partnership and their shared commitment to their roles as future monarchs. The abbey's ancient walls had witnessed countless coronations throughout the centuries, but few had featured such a striking example of coordinated royal presentation. Catherine and William's appearance was making history, even as they watched history being made around them. As the ceremony approached its conclusion, the couple prepared for their own moment to play a central role in the day's events. Their coordinated appearance had already sent its message to the world, but the most significant moments were still to come. The moment arrived for the most personal and significant part of the ceremony for William and Catherine. As the newly crowned King Charles III settled into his throne, it was time for his son to pay homage, a tradition that would bind father and son in their shared commitment to the crown and to the people they served. William rose from his seat with quiet dignity, his ceremonial uniform crisp and commanding. Catherine watched as her husband prepared to kneel before his father, her expression a mixture of pride and emotion. This was the moment that would formally acknowledge William as heir to the throne and by extension recognize Catherine as the future queen consort. The ancient words of the homage ceremony filled the abbey as William knelt before his father. I, William, Prince of Wales, pledge my loyalty and faith and truth to you as your liege man of life and limb. So help me God. His voice was steady and clear, carrying across the hushed abbey to millions of viewers around the world. King Charles, wearing the newly placed St. Edward's crown, looked down at his eldest son with visible emotion. This was not just a ceremonial moment, but a deeply personal one between father and son. Charles leaned forward and kissed William on both cheeks, a gesture that sealed the formal transfer of responsibility from one generation to the next. Catherine watched this exchange with tears glistening in her eyes, though she maintained her composure throughout. Her coordinated appearance with William took on new meaning in this moment. She wasn't just a supportive wife watching her husband fulfill his duty. She was the future queen watching her king pledge allegiance to his father and sovereign. As William returned to his seat beside Catherine, their hands briefly touched, a small gesture that spoke volumes about their partnership. The cameras captured this moment of connection, and royal watchers around the world noted how their coordinated presence seemed to strengthen them both during these emotionally charged moments. The ceremony continued with the recognition of other members of the royal family. But it was clear that William and Catherine's coordinated appearance has become one of the defining visual elements of the day. Fashion photographers were already calling Catherine's look iconic, while military historians praised William's perfect presentation in his ceremonial uniform. Their children had watched their father's homage with rapt attention, perhaps beginning to understand the weight of their own future roles. Prince George, as second in line to the throne, would one day kneel before his own father in a similar ceremony. The coordinated family presentation served as a powerful reminder of the continuity of the monarchy across generations. As the coronation ceremony drew to a close, the abbey filled with the triumphant sounds of the national anthem, the entire congregation rose to their feet, 2,000 voices joining together in God Save the King. Catherine and William stood side by side, their voices adding to the chorus, their coordinated appearance now part of this historic moment that would be remembered for generations. The processional began with King Charles and Queen Camilla leading the procession out of the abbey. Behind them came William and Catherine, their coordinated elegance creating a striking visual as they walked down the abbey's ancient aisle. The television cameras followed their every step, broadcast to an estimated global audience of 2 billion people. Catherine's dress flowed behind her as she walked, the Coronation embroidery catching the light from the abbey's windows one final time. William's uniform, with its ceremonial sword and polished buttons, complemented her perfectly. They moved together with practiced grace, their years of public appearances having prepared them for this moment of global scrutiny. Outside the abbey, the crowds erupted in cheers as the royal family emerged. The coordinated appearance of William and Catherine drew particular attention from the gathered well-wishers, many of whom had been waiting for hours to catch a glimpse of the future king and queen. The couple paused at the abbey's entrance, allowing the photographers to capture their coordinated look against the backdrop of the historic building. Catherine's headpiece sparkled in the midday sun, while William's uniform seemed to glow with its rich colors and gold braiding. They looked every inch the royal couple they had become, their coordination reflecting their deep partnership and shared commitment. Their car waited to take them to Buckingham Palace for the balcony appearance, another crucial moment in the day's proceedings. As they settled into their seats, Catherine carefully arranged her dress to prevent wrinkles, while William adjusted his ceremonial sword. Even these small gestures were coordinated, their attention to detail reflecting their understanding of their public role. The drive back to the palace took them through streets lined with celebrating crowds. The coordinated royal couple waved from their car windows, their smiles genuine and warm. The people of London responded with enthusiasm, many commenting on how perfect they looked together, how their coordinated appearance seemed to embody the best of royal tradition. Back at Buckingham Palace, the family prepared for the balcony appearance, a traditional conclusion to any major royal ceremony. This would be the moment when their coordinated look would be seen by the largest audience of the day. As cameras from around the world focused on the palace's famous balcony, palace staff made final adjustments to everyone's appearance. But William and Catherine needed little help. Their coordinated ensemble had been carefully planned to look perfect from every angle, and the hours of ceremony had done nothing to diminish their elegant presentation. As they prepared to step onto the balcony, Catherine and William shared a quiet moment together. They had successfully navigated one of the most important days in recent royal history, their coordinated appearance sending exactly the message they had intended. They were ready to lead the monarchy into its next chapter, united in purpose and presentation. The doors to the balcony were about to open, and their coordinated coronation look was about to make its final, most public statement to the world. The message was clear. The future of the monarchy was in capable, united hands. The famous doors of Buckingham Palace's balcony opened to reveal the newly crowned King Charles III and Queen Camilla, followed by the working members of the royal family. The crowd gathered in the mall below erupted in cheers that could be heard for miles across London. But it was when William and Catherine stepped onto the balcony that the cheers reached their peak. The public's enthusiasm for their coordinated appearance, evident even from 4 stories above, Catherine moved gracefully onto the balcony, her Alexander McQueen gown catching the afternoon breeze. The ivory silk seemed to glow in the natural light, while her silver bullion headpiece created a crown-like effect that photographers below captured from every possible angle. Beside her, William's red ceremonial uniform provided the perfect complement, their coordinated colors creating a visual harmony that spoke to their unified approach to royal duty. The balcony appearance was a masterclass in royal presentation. The family arranged themselves naturally, with the new king and queen at the center, and William and Catherine positioned to their right. Their 3 children stood with them, creating a multi-generational tableau that represented both the monarchy's past and its future. From their vantage point high above the mall, the couple could see the sea of Union Jack flags waving below, thousands of faces looking up at them with excitement and celebration. The coordinated appearance they had planned so carefully was now being witnessed by the largest crowd of the day, and broadcast live to viewers around the world. Catherine's choice to honor the 4 nations of the United Kingdom through her dresses embroidery took on special significance as she stood before this diverse crowd. People had traveled from Scotland, Wales, Northern Ireland, England to witness this historic day. And her coordinated look with William sent a message of unity and inclusion that resonated with everyone present. The Red Arrows, the Royal Air Force's aerobatic team, appeared overhead in perfect formation, their red, white, and blue smoke trails creating a dramatic backdrop for the royal family's appearance. As the aircraft roared past, Catherine and William looked up together. Their synchronized movement, another small example of the coordination that had defined their entire day. Prince Louis, true to his 5-year-old nature, pointed excitedly at the aircraft and covered his ears against the noise, his genuine reactions bringing smiles to faces both on the balcony and in the crowd below. Catherine gently guided his hand down, while William placed a reassuring hand on his youngest son's shoulder. Their parenting coordination as seamless as their fashion coordination. The crowd below began singing God Save the King spontaneously, their voices carrying up to the balcony in a powerful expression of support for the new monarch and the royal family. William and Catherine joined in, their voices adding to the chorus, their coordinated presence helping to anchor this emotional moment for both the family and the public. Royal photographers, positioned strategically around the mall, captured every angle of the coordinated couple's appearance. The images they were taking would grace the front pages of newspapers around the world the next day, and many would become iconic representations of this historic coronation. Catherine and William's coordination had created not just a fashion moment, but a historical record of their readiness to lead. As the singing concluded, the family prepared to return inside the palace. But before they left the balcony, King Charles III turned to acknowledge his son and daughter-in-law with a warm smile and nod. This small gesture, captured by cameras, seemed to formally recognize the success of their coordinated presentation and its contribution to the day's historic significance. Catherine carefully lifted the train of her dress as they moved back toward the palace doors, while William stepped slightly aside to ensure she had room to maneuver gracefully. These small courtesies, coordinated through years of public appearances together, demonstrated the deep partnership that their matching outfits had symbolized throughout the day. Inside the palace, the family gathered in the green drawing room for the official coronation photographs. These images would become part of the permanent historical record, and once again, William and Catherine's coordinated appearance would be central to how this day was remembered by future generations. The Photographer Hugo Bernard had photographed the couple many times before, including their wedding portraits 12 years earlier. He immediately recognized the significance of their coordinated look and adjusted his lighting to capture the full impact of Catherine's headpiece and the rich colors of William's uniform in the formal group photographs. The couple's coordination helped create visual balance and harmony among the larger royal family. Their positioning and presentation served as anchors for the composition. Their years of experience in formal photography evident in every pose, but it was in the more intimate family photographs that their coordination truly shone. With their 3 children arranged around them, William and Catherine looked like the embodiment of a modern royal family. Their coordinated elegance, balanced by the natural warmth they shared with George, Charlotte, and Louis, Catherine's headpiece, caught the professional lighting beautifully, creating an almost ethereal glow around her face in the portraits. William's uniform, with its intricate details and rich colors, photographed magnificently against the palace's ornate interior. Together, they created images that would be treasured by historians and royal watchers for generations to come. As the formal photography session concluded, the couple had a few moments to themselves before the evening celebrations began. Mal's staff offered refreshments and assistance with any adjustments needed to their coordinated outfits, but both Catherine and William looked as impeccable as they had that morning. The day's events had proven the power of their coordinated presentation. Fashion experts were already calling Catherine's look one of the most successful royal fashion choices in decades, while military historians praised William's perfect presentation in his ceremonial uniform. But beyond the fashion and protocol, their coordination had sent a deeper message about their partnership and their readiness to serve. Their coordinated coronation look had successfully conveyed strength, unity, tradition, and modernity all at once. As they prepared for the evening's celebrations, they knew that their message had been received loud and clear by audiences around the world. The future of the monarchy, their coordinated appearance suggested, was in very capable hands indeed. As evening approached, Buckingham Palace transformed into the setting for a more intimate celebration. The formal coronation ceremony was complete, but the day's significance continued through a private reception for family and close friends. William and Catherine's coordinated appearance remained as striking as it had been that morning. Their elegant presentation now, serving as a bridge between the day's public ceremony and its private conclusion. The couple moved through the palace's staterooms with practiced grace, greeting guests and accepting congratulations on the day's success. Their coordinated look drew compliments from everyone they encountered. But more importantly, it continued to reinforce the message of unity and partnership they had been sending throughout the day. Queen Camilla approached Catherine during the reception, her eyes bright with emotion from the day's events. The 2 women embraced warmly, and Camilla whispered something that brought tears to Catherine's eyes. Later, palace insiders revealed that the new queen had thanked Catherine for her perfect presentation throughout the day, acknowledging how the coordinated appearance with William had added dignity and grace to the historic occasion. King Charles III, still wearing his ceremonial robes, but now more relaxed, spent time with each of his grandchildren, clearly moved by their behavior. Throughout the long day, when he spoke with William and Catherine together, his pride in their coordinated presentation was evident. He had watched them grow from newlyweds into seasoned royals, and their appearance today represented the culmination of years of preparation for their future roles. The evening light streaming through the palace's tall windows created a golden glow that enhanced Catherine's already radiant appearance. Her Alexander McQueen gown seemed to shimmer in the warm light, while her silver headpiece caught every ray, creating an almost magical effect. William's red uniform, now softened by the evening atmosphere, continued to complement her perfectly. Their 3 children, who had been remarkably well behaved throughout the long day, were finally beginning to show signs of tiredness. Catherine knelt down to speak with Louis, carefully arranging her dress so she could be at his eye level. William joined them, creating a small family huddle that photographers respectfully kept their distance from. Understanding this was a private moment within the public celebration. The coordination between William and Catherine extended beyond their clothing to their social skills as well. They moved through the reception like a well-rehearsed dance team, one picking up conversations where the other left off, ensuring that every guest felt welcomed and appreciated. Their years of joint public appearances had taught them how to work together seamlessly in social situations. Palace staff observed how the couples coordinated. Presents seemed to elevate the entire reception. Guests were drawn to them not just because of their future roles, but because their unified presentation created an atmosphere of stability and grace that enhanced everyone's experience of the historic day. As the reception continued,
Catherine
and William found themselves in conversation with Commonwealth representatives who had traveled to London for the coronation. Their coordinated appearance took on new significance in these discussions, as it represented not just the British monarchy but the institution that united 54 nations around the world. The couple's coordination was particularly meaningful. Two guests from countries where William and Catherine had conducted official visits. Their appearance today reminded everyone of the personal relationships they had built across the Commonwealth, relationships that would be crucial to their success as future monarch and queen consort. During a quiet moment, Catherine and William stepped onto one of the palace's private terraces where they could see the lights of London twinkling below. The crowds had finally dispersed from the mall, but the city still seemed to pulse with the energy of the historic day. Their coordinated silhouettes against the evening sky created a romantic image that palace photographers captured discreetly. Standing together on the terrace, the couple reflected on the day's events. Their coordinated appearance had achieved everything they had hoped for and more. It had honored tradition while pointing toward the future, had shown respect for King Charles III, while establishing their own identity as the next generation of royals. Catherine's headpiece caught the last rays of sunlight, creating a halo effect that seemed almost symbolic of the role she was destined to play. William's uniform, still immaculate despite the long day, represented the military traditions he would one day inherit as king. Together, they embodied the perfect balance of majesty and accessibility that the modern monarchy required. Their conversation on the terrace was private, but their body language spoke volumes about their relationship and their shared commitment to their roles. They stood close together, occasionally touching hands or shoulders, a coordination now so natural it seemed effortless. As they prepared to return to the reception, Palace Aide approached with news that the international media response to their coordinated appearance had been overwhelmingly positive. Fashion magazines were already planning special issues featuring Catherine's coronation look, while royal commentators praised the couple's perfect presentation throughout the day. The evening's celebrations continued until well past sunset, the couple maintaining their coordinated elegance throughout. As guests began to depart, many made a point of complimenting William and Catherine on their presentation, recognizing that their coordinated appearance had been one of the defining elements of the historic day. When the formal reception finally concluded, the immediate royal family gathered for a private dinner in one of the palace's smaller dining rooms. Here, away from cameras and public scrutiny, they could finally relax and reflect on the day's significance. Even in this intimate setting, William and Catherine's coordinated presence continued to represent the stability and continuity of the monarchy. As the day drew to a close, their coordinated coronation look had accomplished everything they had hoped for. It had sent a strong message about their partnership, their respect for tradition, and their readiness to lead the monarchy into its next chapter. The future of the crown, their appearance suggested, was secure in their capable and united hands. In the days and weeks following the coronation, the impact of William and Catherine's coordinated appearance continued to resonate around the world. Fashion magazines dedicated entire issues to analyzing Catherine's Alexander McQueen ensemble, while royal historians examined how the couple's presentation fit into the broader context of royal fashion and protocol. The immediate reaction had been overwhelmingly positive, but it was the long-term implications of their coordinated look that truly revealed its significance. International newspapers ran front-page stories about how the couple's unified presentation had strengthened the monarchy's image at a crucial moment in its history. Catherine's choice to wear British designers and to incorporate symbols representing all four nations of the United Kingdom, had particular resonance in Scotland and Northern Ireland, where support for the monarchy had sometimes been less certain. Fashion commentators noted how her coordinated approach with William had managed to honor regional identities while promoting unity. The couple returned to their regular royal duties in the weeks following the coronation, but their coordinated presentation had established a new standard for their public appearances. Palace observers noted how their subsequent outfits seemed to build on the themes established during the coronation, creating a visual consistency that reinforced their message of partnership and shared purpose. Fashion students at design schools across the United Kingdom began studying Catherine's coronation looked as an example of how clothing could carry diplomatic and political messages. The coordination with William's military uniform was analyzed as a masterclass in how couples in public life could present a unified image while maintaining their individual identities. The silver bullion headpiece that Catherine had worn became particularly iconic, inspiring replicas and tributes from fashion designers around the world. But more than just a fashion statement, it had represented a modern interpretation of royal tradition that resonated with younger generations, who saw the monarchy's future in the coordinated couple. William's presentation in his ceremonial uniform was equally significant, particularly among military communities throughout the Commonwealth. His perfect coordination with Catherine while maintaining the dignity of his military role had demonstrated how the modern monarchy could honor its traditions while embracing contemporary partnership models. The couple's 3 children, who had been part of their coordinated family presentation, also benefited from the positive response to the day. Royal watchers noted how the children's behavior and appearance had reflected the stability and strong parenting that their parents' coordination suggested. Palace staff revealed that the planning for the couple's coordinated appearance had taken months, with Catherine and William personally involved in every decision. It understood that their presentation would be scrutinized by billions of people, and had wanted to ensure that every element reinforced their message about the monarchy's future. The coordination extended beyond the visible elements to their behavior throughout the day. Body language experts praised how the couple had moved together, supported each other during emotional moments, and presented a united front during the most significant royal ceremony in decades. Commonwealth leaders who had attended the coronation later commented on how William and Catherine's coordinated presence had reinforced their confidence in the monarchy's future. Their presentation had suggested stability, competence, and a modern approach to ancient traditions that appealed to diverse populations across the Commonwealth realms. The economic impact of their coordinated look was also significant. The fashion choices, particularly Catherine's Alexander McQueen ensemble, generated millions of pounds in publicity for British designers and manufacturers. The coordination with William's uniform had also highlighted British military tailoring traditions. Royal biographers began incorporating the coordination into their assessments of William and Catherine's partnership. Many noted how their unified presentation had marked a new maturity in their public roles, suggesting they were fully prepared for the responsibilities that lay ahead. The couple's coordination had also set a new standard for royal fashion diplomacy. Their ability to honor tradition while making contemporary statements had demonstrated how the monarchy could remain relevant while respecting its historical foundations. International royal families took note of William and Catherine's coordinated success. Several royal couples in other monarchies began adopting similar approaches to their own public presentations. Recognizing the power of unified visual messaging, the coronation photographs featuring the couple's coordinated appearance were distributed. 2 embassies and high commissions around the world, becoming part of the official representation of the British monarchy. Their image became synonymous with the new reign and the promise of continued stability. Fashion. Museums began acquiring pieces inspired by Catherine's coronation look, recognizing its historical significance beyond its immediate impact. The coordination with William's uniform was seen as representing a pivotal moment in royal presentation, worthy of permanent preservation. As months passed, the couple continued to build on the foundation established by their coronation coordination. Their subsequent appearances maintained the themes of partnership, tradition, and modernity.